is the Onion News Network.
CopBlockRadio. Welcome back. We're live. It's Wednesday, August 26th, 2015, and this is a very special episode. I'm your host, Derrick J, and this is the last episode I will do in New Hampshire because I am getting the hell out of here and going to San Francisco, where there are a lot more cops, and I can film them all day and all night. Across the interwebs is DEO. Hey, DEO.
What's up? What's up, everybody? How's it going, Derek?
I never know if you want me to say your last name, but you've got it. You've got it right up there on the screen, DEO Odulecki. And
either way.
By the screen, I mean the screen that you can watch and enjoy and interact with us via copblock.org/show. If you go to that website, you will see there's video, there's a chat room, and there's an audio link if you just want to listen. And you can interact with us by Skyping username CopBlockRadio or dialing 413-418-COPS. But don't do that right now because we've got a very special cop blocker on the line named Adam Rupeka. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes, you did.
Hey, Adam. How you doing today?
What's up, Adam?
How's everybody doing?
Very good. So I want to know why the Dallas police just aren't so into being police anymore, and a little bit of background about you, why people might know your name already.
Well, recently I've made some news in the Capital District of New York, in the Albany area. I recently gave a Saratoga Springs police officer the middle finger while driving by him. He decided to pull me over, which in New York is illegal. The appeals court ruled that you can give a cop the finger. It's freedom of speech. And he proceeded at that point to tell me to get out of the car. And within 30 seconds of him coming to the car, he pepper sprayed me and twisted my arm out the window and brought me to the police station. And then in the police station, proceeded to choke me and kick me and threaten me with more violence when I was extremely peaceful the whole time.
Yeah, we have all that video. It's made the news is kind of like an understatement, huh?
Yeah, every news station in the area was running it for almost 3 months. That's the start to finish of the whole saga dealing with them. And
the cop got fired too, right?
Yeah. Well, he was going to be fired, but of course he pulled a typical maneuver that most police do. He resigned before they officially fired him. So of course we all know that means he's available to get hired somewhere else. But I certainly hope in this area they're not stupid enough to do that.
Why'd you flip off the police in the first place?
You know what? It was actually completely random. I had no intentions of flipping any of them off, but I just saw him and decided to flex some of my First Amendment rights.
Have there been any critics of you, like of what you've done? Any people who are like, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that. That's not appropriate."
Yeah, I've had plenty of comments in favor of and against. The biggest thing is you know, even if it's something that is offensive, the police are not there to be acting as moral judge, jury, and executioners on the side of the road. So, you know, that's the biggest thing right there for that.
Was that brought up in court?
It never made it to court.
Oh, okay.
Initially, I had some criminal charges. Originally, he was going to try charging me with disorderly conduct, and he decided to drop that charge right away, and they tried sticking with that my windshield was obstructed for view, which was their probable cause, and that I was obstructing governmental administration.
Oh, yeah. Always got to throw in the obstructing government administration.
Of course.
So if it didn't make it to court, did you take a plea deal? What happened?
The criminal charges were dismissed in the interest of justice by the prosecuting attorney. They weren't ready to plead.
In the interest of justice, eh? I think it's in the interest of not wanting to be drugged through the fucking news anymore is more like what it was, I think.
You know, that is justice.
Well, I'm sure it's a level of justice, but
yeah, it's not ideal. So do you consider this justice? Do you think it's a win, Adam?
Absolutely. I mean, it clearly shows that that the courts will uphold as long as you've got plenty of cameras rolling during when you have your police encounters, that then your rights are upheld at least somewhat for that. I was lucky enough that, of course, taking the CopBlock advice, BAM user, I had that running live streaming in the car. I had a dash cam and I had a camcorder rolling all at the same time.
No
so
way. Hey,
yeah.
we should watch it. Can we? Can you give it a listen while we watch?
The link is right on my YouTube.
Yeah, we're watching it now.
That's what we're watching on.
That's where you give him the finger, okay, and he sees it. We just saw the cop go by.
Yep. Do anything.
Do I need the audio for anything? It's kind of loud.
Later, when he gets pulled over, the audio will become important. But
I'm gonna turn it down.
Right. If you change, there's multiple videos. If you go to the latest one, that was the one that says unedited, it'll show a real crystal clear picture and audio of everything that happened.
Okay, good to know. Well, this one's working pretty well for us now. It says he decided So he pulled a Yui behind you?
Yep. Right away.
Wow. He was going to show you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Oh, yeah. He went through light and everything to catch up with me.
Woo! It was like, oh, man. Who does he think he is? Is this a young guy, old guy? Is he a veteran of the force?
Roughly about 35 years old.
All right. So maybe I don't know if he's camera literate or not. Did he have a camera on him?
He didn't know. That department, they, of course, have body cameras for every officer, but he's one that chooses not to wear it.
Oh, you can choose not to wear it.
They can choose, huh?
That's nice. Well, it's for his safety anyway. Oh, wait. Here's him talking.
I'll give you my information once you can articulate what crime I've committed. Okay. License registration.
Wait a minute. It's like he didn't even hear you, dude. I mean, you make this point. You're like, I will give you my license and registration when you tell me what crime I've committed. And why did you say that?
Well, because, every state, it doesn't matter where you are. Just because you're driving doesn't mean you need to surrender your license and information for no reason. This, currently is still America, and you've got some rights, and I was going to make sure that he was going to follow them.
All right, and does he? Well, I guess we'll find out. So, why does he ignore you? I mean, what's going through your mind when he demands license and registration in the same way, almost as if he didn't hear you?
My whole thought is, obviously getting the finger severely irritated him enough to start breaking the law. And I'm sure when he saw the back of my car with a CopBlock bumper sticker and another sticker saying "Film the police," that just totally sent him over the edge.
Did he know you were recording at this time?
If he didn't see the cameras, I mean, I had the camcorder on my dashboard after I pulled over, facing out the window, a dash cam facing out the front of the car, and my cell phone facing in the car, also recording. If he didn't notice that, then that shows what kind of level of anger he was at.
But he didn't make mention of like, oh, I didn't know there was a camera there or something. But you said it didn't even go to court, right? So, but he didn't even have an opportunity to say that.
No.
Whoa, wait a minute. He immediately just demands you step out of the vehicle. You haven't even done anything. He hasn't even said that you've committed a crime. In fact, you asked him what crime you committed, and he didn't even respond to you. So now he's expecting you to obey his command to step out of the vehicle. And did I just hear him toggle your door?
Yep, he tried opening the door.
But he couldn't do it?
No, because the door was locked.
Boom! Oh, man. Dude, you're doing everything just so perfectly. Tell me this isn't your first time getting pulled over and recording it.
That would be my second time recording a pullover anyway.
Damn, you're good. This is like, by the book, the best things you could do. Multiple video recordings. You're keeping your voice really calm, by the way. I mean, you're calmer than I am right now. You're as calm as you are right now talking to me. So, I mean, your voice is never changes. And
I maintain that calm even after getting pepper sprayed.
Damn, man, that's one of the most important things you can do. All right, back to the video. Take a listen to this. This is after the cop has just demanded that you step out of your car, and he hasn't even articulated the reason why he pulled you over for the stop in the first place.
What crime have I committed? Step out of the vehicle. This is being recorded. I saw your camera. Step out of the vehicle.
Oh, I saw your camera, he says, so he does acknowledge it.
Step out of the vehicle. You're under arrest for disorderly conduct.
You're under arrest for disorderly conduct?
See, that's the thing, Derrick. He doesn't believe he did anything wrong. That's why he doesn't give a shit about the cameras, because he doesn't think he did anything wrong.
Yeah, that sound you just heard, that was pepper spray. It escalated that quickly.
Mm-hmm.
This is your
30 seconds.
Brokerage Daily Print.
All right, we're on a commercial break right now, Adam. Thanks so much for being on. Can you hang with us for another segment? We finish this video.
Yeah.
All right,
No
terrific.
problem.
Yeah.
As the video goes on, I mean, the unedited version, it's 55 minutes long because he
Holy
actually
crap.
thought he shut my camera off, and then he puts it in the camera bag and carries it around with him. So there's audio of him saying he's going to damage the camera, talking to another officer that, he pulled me over because I gave him the finger. It was all recorded. It was perfect. It couldn't have gone any easier.
Wow, man. This is
Well, when we come back too, Derrick, I'd like to, you talk about the critics. You're a critic of this.
How am I a critic of this?
You don't like when people give people the finger. You've given people shit for that before.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I asked him, why did you do this? And he was like, yeah, it's kind of an impulse, or just did it. That was your answer, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I went up to the to that particular police department because I got an email from somebody that told me that they were rights violators big time, and that police department killed one of his friends about a year earlier.
Wow.
So, and it wasn't hard. The first cop I came across, he certainly showed his true colors.
Yeah, I mean that's why I can't be critical of it. I mean, because especially it's hell. I just got arrested a couple of weeks ago, and I have every desire in the world to flip off every single one of these guys every time I see them now, just because.
Well, we'll get into that on air.
I mean it. All right, fine.
Yeah.
More at broadcast.lrn.fm. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
I'll be right back. I'm going to grab some water.
New Hampshire is under quarantine as walking corpses devour the flesh of the living. Max is 11 years old and surviving alone. Slow-moving and non-thinking, the dead swarm his home. Now he must apply his Porcupine Freedom Scouts training to improvise his escape. Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, or read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1, let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social network profile. 2, buy through shop.lrn.fm. 3, give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the program is the best use of the charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Welcome back to CopBlockRadio. Hey, flipping off the cops, how do you feel about it? You can call in and share your thoughts. Our Skype username is CopBlockRadio, or just dial in 413-418-COPS, but you can't do that right now because we are joined on the phone line by our guest, Adam Rupeka, who was just pepper sprayed in the video we're watching now. This happened, when was this, Adam?
Roughly about 3 months ago.
Okay. Have you recovered from the pepper spray?
Yep. I was actually in the hospital for a little over 2 hours while they tried flushing my eyes. The burst was there at point blank range, and when you have your sunglasses left on for about a half hour, it creates a chemical burn. So it certainly was not anything pleasant at all.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty serious injury. Is that normal for a pepper spray victim?
Well, the irritation, certainly. But most people probably don't have glasses or sunglasses left on them the whole time. So it just amplified the heat back on my eyes and just literally burned them.
And how soon was it from the point that you're pepper sprayed to getting medical attention?
It was probably roughly about 30 minutes. The officer certainly made sure he called a tow truck to tow my car from a legal parking spot before he called for EMS, which I told him from the beginning that I was having trouble breathing, and they just didn't care.
Damn, man, I'm really sorry about that. That sounds awful. What a nightmare. Do you have like friends, family to support you out there? Are you alone out there?
No, I've got friends and family.
All right.
Everybody's been supportive of it, and
that's good. Well, all right. Let's go back to the video.
You're under arrest for disorderly conduct.
Now the text on the screen says he grabbed your arm and twisted it.
Are you going to comply? I can't.
Yeah, right there. He's got my arm twisted where my wrist is touching the roof of the car.
I can't what? What are you talking about?
No, when you hear me saying I can't, it's because he's got my arm twisted so much out the car window that my wrist was touching the roof.
So you can't what? What was he trying to get you to do?
Oh, he told me to unbuckle my seatbelt, but he had my arm twisted so bad that in the seated position, my left arm had my wrist touching the roof of the car. I couldn't move anything.
Do you get the impression that's one of those intentional things that they teach the cops, like to give an order that's impossible to obey, like they did with that homeless man out in California, Kelly Thomas, saying, sit on your knees, now sit on your butt, now sit on your knees and sit on your. Couldn't do both. Is it like, hey, I'm holding your arm, now unbuckle your seatbelt? I mean, is it that obvious? Like he's restraining you and just giving you an order?
Of course, another way they can say, well, the person is resisting. Same as when they're sitting there with their knees jammed in somebody's neck or into the side of their head while they're smashed on the ground is pain. And what's the person going to do instinctively? Either curl up into a position or try to get away from the pain and move away from it. And on somebody more, meanwhile, pain is going to cause you to flinch, move. A person's body reacts to that, and they use that against you.
I'll sue the shit out of you guys.
Whoa, there's a vulgar language. How do you feel about that?
Well, like I said, that's I've got pepper spray in my face. It's burning. My arm just got twisted all around like a pretzel, and that's about the extent of the anger that I let show out about it.
Do you want to apologize for your language?
No, that pain. If anybody's ever gone through that, that's why you hear people swear way worse on videos. Pepper spray is no joke.
No. You're right. I've been pepper sprayed, and I don't mean to joke about it. I try and joke about interactions with cops that can be difficult, but you're right. It's something that hospitalized you, and it is very serious.
Hands on your back. There you go. Supreme Court has ruled that giving you guys a finger is not disorderly conduct. Freedom of speech. Happy to know?
What did he say?
Override the Supreme Court.
He said that the local judge will decide otherwise.
Oh, that's the go to the judge line, right?
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
He's trying to insinuate that the judge doesn't care what the Supreme Court says.
I guess they wouldn't have to, technically, right? They would just rule on it the way they want to and then have it appealed later on by a higher court. I don't know.
In New York, typically that could be the way it goes.
All right. So it was hard to hear him say that, but what deal?
It's messed up because I block checkpoints all the time, And they know that Supreme Court ruling when it comes to checkpoints. Oh yeah, Supreme Court said it's okay that we do this. But then when it comes to something like this, it's like, there's a whole bunch of crap about it. It's like arbitrary bullshit, man. I really can't stand it.
So there's a text on the screen, and you're showing some kind of black and white document. It says, now notice how on camera he says you were arrested for flipping him off, and the charge is disorderly conduct. Okay.
Yep.
Now what does the paper say? Does it read the same on that piece of paper that he gave you?
No, the piece of paper they ended up giving me stated that their probable cause ticket was the obstructed windshield, and that it was obstruction of governmental administration was the charges they decided to go with after the fact.
Wow, that's crazy. Where is that on the document?
That is
Can you tell
crazy.
me, like, whereabouts on the page it says those things? Because I'm looking
I think
for
it's
it.
about 3/4 of the way down.
All right. Huh.
In the right or left column, because there's 2 columns there.
Did you sign this?
No, in New York, you don't have to sign anything. They just hand it to you.
All right. Is there more to the video, or is that it?
I think for the video you're watching, that's it.
All right. But you said there's like an hour-long video that we can check out somewhere, right?
Yes, it says unedited raw footage of my Saratoga arrest, and that was posted about a month ago.
Now,
and that's got the full thing.
Now, what's the latest with you?
For the most part, been doing some First Amendment audits on local places. That's pretty much about it. I've been kind of quiet from that.
No, what's this video that I'm seeing posted by you like a week ago that's got 3,000 shares with the city of Saratoga Springs releasing a press statement? What's that about?
Oh, yeah. Well, that was roughly about 3 weeks ago. They did a press statement to say that everything was settled. So it was settled out of court. Of course, on my end, there was a gag order not to say, what the settlement amount was. And
what was it for? What was all this about?
It was about being arrested and pepper sprayed and assaulted in the police station. Because there's also, not only is there video that I had, but then when I got into the police station, they released the booking room video, which shows the officer choking me and kneeing me.
He's got it up now. We're watching the video now.
This is crazy. I mean, how deep does this rabbit hole go? You've got these guys not once but twice on video. Is this going to teach them a lesson? Can you stay with us? I've got more questions for you. And I'd love to show this video.
I got time.
All right, hang with us. This is CopBlockRadio.
Keenvention is coming up October 30th through November 1st. Get your
Yeah. Okay. This is crazy. I mean, I didn't. Normally, we cover a lot of different topics, but like we've been waiting on you for a while, and this goes so deep. We could really cover this, I think, for a full hour. We've got a 10-minute video. I just played like the first minute of it, but I want to go through it like sort of like the last one. What's the sizzle part? What's the money shot here? Where do they strike?
Where do they come on your face, Adam? That's what he wants to know.
You're looking at the one at the police booking room?
Yeah. Show me on the doll where the government touched you.
140 you start. That's probably not a good spot. It shows that I stand up because I'm having trouble breathing. And then you can hear it. And then they come over and start assaulting me again.
Yeah.
Oh, you got me good with that one, man.
I borrowed that line, DEO.
I know, but it was timely. It was perfect.
All right, great. I got this video ready. We got oh damn.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
With you. Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you look in the video, you see that black camera bag that's sitting on the desk. That's my camera in there recording the audio. That's why I had audio.
Way! Oh my god, dude.
So even if their booking room video was missing or tampered with, I still had the audio 3 days after I got released.
Wait a minute. They gave you back your camera bag? They didn't steal that and say, oh, it's evidence?
No. They kept the camera for 4 days until they finally got a search warrant 4 days later, which I told them on camera. I had them recording with my cell phone. I said, so you're refusing to give me my property back without a warrant? And they said, absolutely.
Did you get that on video?
Yep, I got that on video too.
Oh my God.
You see why I've been trying to get this guy on all this time?
There's so many lessons to be learned from this. The one is like always be recording. And the second is always have multiple recording devices so that you know that you've got a backup for your backup. And I mean, man, you got these guys so good. I mean, they just walked into it. They abuse people, but they rely on the system to cover it up all the time.
And
but
then tried to walk out.
What?
I said, and then they tried to walk out. They thought they were just going to say, okay, that's it. We'll give them a settlement and call it a day. And, you know, charges drop, no harm, no foul. Don't call us. We'll call you, you know?
Yeah.
It's really ridiculous. It's crazy, man. That's why I've been wanting to have them on for so long. Cause it was, I mean, I know, you know, we have different opinions about the finger part of it, but I mean, that doesn't justify all this though. You know, regardless of what happened.
Yeah, and that was, you know, pretty much the thing that was made the case go so quickly, that they, you know, public opinion in the local area basically was about 75% in my favor of saying that, you know, I should be awarded something. And there was only a small percentage that was like, well, no, you got what you deserve. Which even the chief of police on the day that they announced the settlement, he said on camera to the news, everybody who said he got what he deserved is all wrong. Nobody deserves to be treated this way by the police.
That's worth the price of admission right there.
Wow. But they knew that I had them on so many levels because, you know, even after I got out of the hospital, I go down to the police station. So I have the sergeant on duty on camera saying he's refusing to give me back my property.
Hold that thought. We're coming back.
While our satellite channel is free to listen to, it's not free for us. You can help us cover our satellite costs with the chip in on the right side of the page at lrn.fm.
You can join the discussion, share your thoughts by Skyping username CopBlockRadio. You can watch the show at copblock.org/show. And there you'll find a chat room. It's lively. There are people to interact with, and I'm also signed into the chat room, so message me. We're chatting across the intertubes with Adam Rupeka, a fascinating man who has been pepper sprayed by the police for flipping them off and then abused in the booking room, but he got it all on video. And it showed that this crazy, you'd never believe it unless you saw it story actually happened, and we have the documents.
An elusive guy at that. We've been trying to get him on for weeks now.
Yeah, that's right. You evade CopBlockRadio as well as you evade charges. So, Adam, you are back on CopBlockRadio. Thanks so much for staying with us. We just discovered the second video, something that it was posted to, you posted it to copblock.org about a week ago, where you were brutalized, roughed up in the booking room after this bogus charge of disorderly conduct, which you said later became what? It transformed. What did the charge become?
Yeah, it became obstruction of governmental administration, and that was it.
Well, you better not obstruct them. It looks like they've got their hands on you. Your hands are behind your back. I don't know. It's pretty threatening to have your hands behind your back like that. So I'm glad they're restraining you. Your tax dollars at work. Let's take a listen to what's going on in this video. This is you walking into the booking room, and once again, you mentioned that the video camera down on the table was recording the entire time. Now, this video that we're watching, where is it coming from? How'd you get this?
That is from the police station. They released it during a press conference because so many people were FOIL requesting the video.
And now I see you've got your camera, or you've got your glasses on. Your hands are behind your back. So why are your sunglasses on? Is that normal for police to leave your sunglasses on when you're pepper sprayed like that? and under arrest?
Well, that's why I was in the hospital for 2 hours with them treating my eyes, because the sunglasses just amplified the heat of the pepper spray back on myself. And if you also notice too, the direction that they brought me in. So normal people are brought in through the door to the right because there's no stairs. They walked me up the street about a half block to the front of the police station from where they parked, and brought me down multiple flights of stairs.
Do you think they were just trying to be a dick to you because you flipped them off?
Oh, absolutely, because the one cop was saying, oh, here, I'll get the door for you. And the one who arrested me, he says, no, I'm going to bring him in the front. So basically walked me down Main Street while I was pepper sprayed, and, of course, all the nastiness coming out of my face.
Yeah, I see you spitting and stuff. I was doing that too. And like, snot, and it's all like fiery. Your head's on fire. It's crazy.
What's going on, man? Seriously?
Is that you saying seriously?
No, that was the cop saying seriously because I spit on the floor.
Yes, seriously. What are you supposed to do?
I don't know. You can't swallow it. It certainly burns.
Yeah, you can't swallow it.
Sit down.
Sit down, he says.
Sit down.
Or else what?
He's fucking blind. How does he even know he's talking to him?
Sit you down.
I'm having trouble breathing, and standing helps
Sit
get the
down.
pressure off my lungs. I explained to you I had surgery on my throat and everything.
How is this a problem?
Very happy it was successful.
But how is it a problem for you to be standing here? He's behind a desk. It's a total authority thing. It's a power play, right?
Yeah.
That's all it was. He was going to keep showing me that he's in charge, and he was going to do whatever he wanted.
I love that you didn't sit down. Like, he's not in charge of you. He doesn't own you. He doesn't get to decide when you sit or stand. And he really gets his rocks off on demanding that other people sit and stand for him.
It's sick.
Yeah, he was on a power trip.
I want to watch that again. I'm sorry to make this take so long, but listen to this, douche.
Sit down.
I'm having trouble breathing.
Sit down, or I'm going to sit you down.
No
I'm
empathy.
having trouble breathing, and standing helps get the
Sit down.
pressure off my lungs. I explained to you I had
No
surgery on my
sympathy.
throat and everything.
You're not a threat.
Very happy.
Sitting, standing, it doesn't make a difference. Here he is, just it makes me really mad to see it.
EMS is going to come check you out, okay? He's breathing just fine. He's talking and breathing. I know, I problem. Adam, sit down, or I'm going to sit you down. There you go.
So he's about to come over and do some violence to you. I can tell.
Yep.
He's got that look. You didn't comply, so now I'm going to hurt you.
Sit down, or I'm going to sit you down.
It's a help. Sit down.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Dude, this is crazy. What the fuck? They're kicking you in your shins. They're pushing your shoulders down onto a bench.
Sit. Don't get up.
And he's got his taser pointed at you. He said, sit, don't get up.
You don't mean a douchebag, you want to
You
cooperate?
probably didn't even realize that, did you?
Yeah, I can pepper spray you again. I can use hard hand strikes. So you prefer, Adam? Which is it?
Very professional.
I'm a professional kind of guy.
Pause for a second there.
EMS is here. If you stand up again without being ordered to do so, I'm going to tase you. Do you understand that? So yes or no? You want to be looked at by EMS? Step off for me. We got to come back.
Whoa, wait a minute. The EMS is asking if you want some medical attention, and the cop demands that they leave.
Yep, because apparently that the right to remain silent doesn't apply with them anymore.
He even advances on them with his taser in his hand. He moves with his hand to push them out.
Did you even realize that they had the taser on you at that point, Adam? Or could you still not see?
No, I couldn't see.
I didn't think so.
The burning on my eyes was so bad that I kept them closed the whole time. I had no idea. I couldn't see a thing around me.
Wow, so you like you wouldn't even have known, and that would have been it.
Yes. Okay. There you get it. You're under arrest, Mr. Bakers. Some of your freedoms are gone. Okay? Obey my orders, or I will make you obey them. Do you understand that? Very simple question. I'm ready for EMS. Not until you offer to do not. How's that sound? You're breathing just fine. Are you going to cooperate? For EMS, yep. Marvelous. Come on, guys. This is that. These are that straight. All right. From breathing distance. Okay. Adam, what's your last name? Rupeka. Rupeka.
All right, so they take some basic questions from you. How's the EMT treating you?
The EMTs were good. They actually took my blood pressure, and if I remember correctly, it was roughly about 240 over 140.
Damn, dude.
How is that?
Bad. High. Very.
I mean, that's extremely. That's like stroke material.
Yeah. You're supposed to be 120 over 80 any normal given time, Derek.
Okay. So that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was literally pretty much double of what a normal person should be.
Okay.
So that's pretty much it for the booking room. Eventually, EMS takes me out and they bring me to the hospital.
All right. Now,
I think we get the point.
Adam, why'd you flip off the cops?
A random act to do it. You know, I've admitted multiple times that it's not a nice thing to do. It's certainly not polite, but you know, as far as being able to find the bad cops, it clearly is a very effective tool.
You know, I want to thank you for your time. You've been very generous with us. Where can people support you? I mean, have you won? Is this over?
It's over.
All right.
The settlement was reached. So
you got
I think
paid.
They have another. Well, according to them, the check is in the mail, so I'll believe that when it's actually in hand.
All right. Hold that thought.
Typical government.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, man.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to talk about it either, are you? You can't like say how much it was or anything like that.
I can't, but if you look, the news has the amount.
Oh, wow. Okay. Great. Hey, well, Adam, I want to open up the line for others, and I just want to thank you again for posting to CopBlock.org, for your conviction, for standing up and denying that man power over you. He wanted to exercise power over you arbitrarily. He's not your dad. He doesn't own you. And I could really see that in the video from the way that you acted. It was just a great and beautiful reminder of what real freedom looks like. And I appreciate you doing that. So thanks.
Yeah, no problem. And, you know, for everybody too, for their future reference, make sure you always stay calm. They do everything in their power to get you riled up so that you flip out, and then they can say, "Look what he did."
Amen.
You know, if you're looking in the comment section, somebody just posted the amount.
All right, sweet. Hey, thank you again, Adam.
Yep. Yeah, no problem.
Call in again anytime.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Peace. Wow.
When we come back, he's Capital District Cop Block. So when we come back, maybe we can plug it up a little bit for him there.
Who's Capital District Cop Block?
Adam is.
Oh, okay. That's his plug.
He started Capital District Cop Block.
What's Capital District? Where's that?
It's upstate New York, I think Albany area,
All right. I'm gonna get some more water, and I'll be right back.
This is your Roberts and Roberts Brokerage.
Hey, when we
Daily
come
Precious
back,
Metals update. Early trading Wednesday gold is $17.
you said you had something you wanted to talk about. Was it something? Was it different from Adam?
The Dallas cops talking about their being mentally beaten down by citizens.
His article. Yeah.
No, that's not his. That's not his. It was posted by Countercurrent News.
Oh, okay.
I reposted it from Countercurrent to CopBlock though. So.
RBI.co.
DVD, books, music.
So is it on CopBlock right now?
Yeah. It actually, they just went up right before we got started here.
Can you send me a link? Oh, actually, it's probably on the main page, isn't it?
Yeah.
Games, used, and more. It's a department store at your fingertips. Shop.lrn.fm.
But I can send you. I have the. Didn't I send you?
To benefit the Liberty Radio Network when you shop at Amazon via shop.
No, I didn't. All right.
Hi, I'm Derrick J.
Hey, it's my ass.
To actively work to advance a cause.
I know that guy.
It's personal freedom.
Yeah, that's it
Actually,
right there.
best when I engage in voluntary interactions. And
All right, I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
I reject the idea that anyone else has a higher claim to my life or my body than I do. I see people who call themselves the government as a threat to my personal freedom. I realize you may feel differently, but my relationship with the people who call themselves the government is completely involuntary. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derrick J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite LRN.fm Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
You can share your thoughts by giving our Skype username a call, CopBlockRadio. Coming up, the Dallas police. Just not thrilled to be police. And hey, 5 ways you can protect your kids from police violence still coming up. Uh-oh. I'm hearing crazy stuff over on the other side. It looks like my co-host DEO dropped out for a minute. I'm going to mute him and skip his topic and move on to my own. Oh, hey, look, wait. DEO's back. I don't think I can unmute you, man. Sorry. I muted you, and I can't unmute you. My bad. You're going to have to... Oh, there you go. Washed it all away. So what's up?
What's going on, man? We back?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Hey, the Pollock woke up.
I was gonna move on to the 5 ways to protect your kids from police violence, but I wanted to do your article first about why the Dallas police don't want to be police anymore.
Okay, sure. Yeah, Countercurrent News put out an article today. I reposted it on CopBlock. It's the Dallas police. They're not responding quickly anymore, and people are complaining. And the police association in Dallas has explained the reason for the delays was because the officers are being mentally beaten down by citizens. I find this quite ironic myself. The reason why I wanted to talk about this was because, I mean, we have stories from Dallas of Dallas police killing people. The one that I can remember specifically, it was Dallas police. The guy, he was sitting on an office chair in the middle of the street. He stood straight up, didn't do anything else, and they just shot him right there on site. There was a homeowner's surveillance camera picked it up, and the police, of course, lied about the incident. And then they want to sit there and wonder why they're being mentally beaten down by citizens. I mean, it just, to me, is like it explains itself. You know, it's a lot like people saying that. You know, there's people that'll say that because the United States attacks over in the Middle East, that they're creating the terrorists. Well, that's basically what you're doing with the police beating people and killing people, is you're creating people that hate you because of that stuff. And I mean, you have no one to blame but yourselves. So to sit there and try to blame someone else is just ludicrous to me. And it definitely gave me a chuckle.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about that, about anger towards cops. I forgot. I wanted to bring that up with Adam. But let's talk about it with you. Like,
it's cool.
Anger with cops, like flipping them off and yelling. I just feel like it gives them more power over me than it's worth. You know, like me flipping them off. It's like they're having power over my emotions. Like Adam Rupeka was saying before he took off, the most important thing you can do is stay calm, because the cops are going to try and emotionally manipulate you to become excited, to become scared, and to make bad decisions ultimately. But if you stay calm, you keep your head right, make good decisions. Hey, we got.
I mean, to me, in that respect, you're correct when it comes to the way, like, especially when you see the way Adam just did that on video and everything, and how because especially for someone like me, as soon as I get pepper sprayed, that's, the vulgarities just start coming out as a matter of just because I have something burning my eyeballs. You know what I mean? It's like, it could be anything that would, if I blew ash into my eye the other day and I did the same thing. It's like, motherfucker, and like, that's just me. That's just the way I am.
Yeah.
And it is a detriment to me when I do happen to be under the thumb of these guys like that, because that's exactly what they do, is they use those kind of things against you. And it's just even a simple statement can be turned around to be used against you, like
anything, really anything. Just for just an example, people generally, when they have to talk to police, their immediate reaction is just like, I didn't do nothing. I wasn't even in that neighborhood, blah, 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 blah. That simple statement that you weren't in that neighborhood can be turned around and used against you to actually say that you were lying, because later on, if they can prove that you were there, then it's like, oh, I thought you said you weren't there. And you didn't mean to say that like that when you just said it like that, because you were just like, what the hell's going on? You had no idea at the time until it gets into it. And then that's when it starts screwing you. Just don't give them anything. All the words you say to cops are tools for them to use against you. Hey, we got a caller on the line from area code 484. What's on your mind?
Well, I just wanted to comment on what the thoughts about flipping the bird on the cops.
What do you think about that?
I think it's a poor excuse for a cop to abuse his power. People flip the bird at me, and I just keep moving.
Why do they flip the bird at you?
Well, some of the it's a long story. I'm not gonna get into that. Just off the topic, but
are you a jerk?
Well,
no.
Well, but whatever the reason, it doesn't matter what the reason is. What would happen to you if you retaliated on someone who flipped you off?
Well, I could probably go to jail.
Exactly.
And the cop retaliating on that guy for flipping a bird should have went to jail for that.
Exactly.
You think the cop should go to jail for writing Adam a ticket and arresting him and pepper spraying him?
Exactly. It was unlawful, and there was no reason for him to. It's a waste of taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
There's real criminals out there, and you're wasting your time dealing with somebody who flipped you the bird. Now, how does that sound? That sounds pathetic.
Do you flip off the cops?
When they start acting like assholes, yeah, I flip them off.
Aren't you afraid you'll be arrested like Adam?
No, not really.
Do you record the cops?
Yes, I do.
Hey, where are you at? Where is 484?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Oh, are there other cop blockers that like you're networked with or anything? I'm just curious.
Yeah,
sweet.
I just recently got involved, but I'm just learning this stuff right now, learning the laws and your rights and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've just been watching these videos.
Yeah.
And years ago, when I was like 15 years old, I joined the Law Enforcement Explorer program when I was young.
Yeah. Isn't that the kids who are going to become cops? Like cops in training for kids.
Yeah.
How old were you?
So there's a lot of things. Me, I'm 35 years old
No.
now.
How old were you when you did the Explorer program?
I was like 15, 16,
Yeah.
maybe 14.
Yeah, a young mind, impressionable. You probably looked up to the cops. You might have wanted to be a cop, probably, if you were doing this Explorer program. How has your opinion changed?
My opinion changed the minute once I got involved with the Law Enforcement Explorer program, and it was in New York City. And I've seen a lot of corruption going on, cops stealing from other cops and cops doing drugs and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I felt like I was in the wrong place to try to start a career. So I just left.
Yeah.
Smart move.
All right. Anything else?
About the guy about the mental stress the cops are using over people.
Yeah.
That's just that's bullshit. First of all, the reason why cops are stressed out because they feel guilty for the wrong things they do. And they just using the citizens as an excuse to, I don't know, I guess get some kind of publicity or whatever.
How do you know they don't just enjoy hurting people?
They do enjoy hurting people.
Yeah, well, maybe they don't feel
a lot
guilty
of them-
about it.
That's what he's saying, Derek. He's talking about the.
A lot of them feel guilty inside, but they hide it.
But this is how they express it, you're saying?
Yeah, it's how they express it.
I see.
There is good cops, but they're afraid to speak up. They're afraid to stand up for what's right and what's wrong, and they feel like they're gonna be, there's a lot of cops that are under pressure that want to do the right thing and they can't.
Why not?
Well, I could tell you that
I could tell you a few ways. They're part of reassign them, put them on posts at a messed up neighborhood where they could be hurt. They could just mess up their hours, give them shift changes, like mess up their whole schedule.
Yeah,
so
I guess you're right.
To avoid all those, those other kind of problems, they just do what they're told to do.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
Thanks for
No
calling
problem,
in, man.
sir.
I appreciate it. CopBlock Radio will be back for hour number 2 coming up on LRN.FM, CopBlock.org.
Here's a breaking medical legal alert. Attention, users of the diabetes drug Actos. If you or a loved one has taken Actos, then develop...
It's the long one, right?
Yeah, this is an 8-minute break. So, yes. For those of you watching on YouTube, just skip ahead 8 minutes. For those of you watching live, just wait. We've got the news coming up in a minute. It'll be Daryl W. Perry's lovely voice. And maybe this is an excellent time to go and enjoy something from the CopBlock.org store. Yes, you can own gear at the CopBlock.org store. There are hats and sweatpants and T-shirts, even hoodies. CopBlock.org/store.
Cool, man.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
If worst comes to worst, will you be prepared? You don't have to be a survivalist to prepare for the unexpected. Storing necessary supplies like food, water, and emergency equipment is simply taking responsibility for ourselves and our families when it counts the most. StrategicShelters.com offers emergency supplies and a secure way to store them, and provides protection for loved ones in the event of an extreme natural or man-made disaster. To find out more, visit StrategicShelters.com. More Cop Block Radio is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network, LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, August 26, 2015. Silver is trading at $14.34 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,131 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $229. Antiwar.com reports new statements from the Turkish military claim another 41 Kurdish fighters were killed in airstrikes against northern Iraq and southeastern Turkey's Sirnak province over the course of Thursday and Friday, adding to over 800 PKK fighters they claim to have killed in the past few weeks. The report said 29 were killed in Iraq's Kandil Mountains and another 12 in Sirnak. Turkish President Erdogan warned he expected the Iraqi military to do something about the PKK and said if they don't, the Turkish military will. Turkey and the PKK have been at war for over 30 years, but in a state of ceasefire for over 2 years before the Turkish military started launching attacks late last month against PKK forces who had moved to Iraq per the terms of the ceasefire. Iraqi and Iraqi Kurdish officials have slammed the attacks. Key PKK leader Simil Bayik is urging the U.S. government to act as mediator between the two sides to return to a state of ceasefire. The U.S. has denied any contact with the PKK formally because they are listed as a terrorist organization, but Bayik insists indeed that there has been ongoing contact with U.S. officials. Bitcoin Not Bombs is a launching pad for nonprofits and social entrepreneurs into the financial freedom of the Bitcoin economy. Bitcoin Not Bombs is fully committed to being the hub of the nonprofit sector of the Bitcoin economy, maximizing the potential cross-promotion of all our clients and commercial partners. To learn more, visit bitcoinnotbombs.com. UPI reports a federal judge issued a temporary halt of executions in Mississippi on Tuesday in response to a complaint by 2 death row inmates who say the state's lethal injection protocol is excruciating. In a complaint filed in April, death row inmates Ricky Chase and Richard Jordan describes Mississippi's 3-drug cocktail as cruel and unusual punishment. Mississippi uses pentobarbital and midazolam in its executions, 2 drugs that have come under recent scrutiny by critics who say they don't cause a quick and pain-free death. The U.S. Supreme Court in June upheld the use of midazolam in executions, but made no ruling on pentobarbital. U.S. District Judge Henry Wingate issued an oral order Tuesday temporarily halting the use of the 2 drugs. He did not file a written order explaining his reasoning. In response, the state filed an appeal with the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. In their complaint, Chase and Jordan's lawyer argue that since the state will not disclose its source for pentobarbital, its purity and potency can't be verified. For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports U.S. authorities on Tuesday announced the arrest of the chief executive officer and 6 employees of RentBoy.com for promoting prostitution through what prosecutors describe as the largest online male escort service. RentBoy CEO Jeffrey Hurant and the employees were charged in a criminal complaint filed in federal court in Brooklyn, New York, as authorities moved to seize bank accounts holding $1.4 million and the website's domain name. During the midday operation, U.S. Homeland Security Department agents, along with members of the New York Police Department, could be seen carrying computers and boxes labeled evidence out of RentBoy's Manhattan office. While RentBoy.com had disclaimers saying its advertisements for escorts were for companionship and not sexual services, authorities said it was intended primarily to advertise prostitution. Escorts were charged at least $59.95 per month and up to several $100s to advertise on the website, enabling RentBoy.com to draw 500,000 unique visitors daily and generate more than $10 million from 2010 to 2015. Charles Hochbaum, Hurant's lawyer, denied his client promoted prostitution and said the case raised free speech issues, saying, "We don't advertise sex, we advertise people who want to meet people. There are specific disclaimers that we don't advertise sex." This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
The manatee is a solitary creature, drifting along in the warm, peaceful shallows. They are not usually held in a small glass enclosure with 3 other male manatees hell-bent on the violent, forced sex that I, for real, saw with my own eyes while alone one night at SeaWorld, San Diego. A distant relative of the elephant, the manatee has a prehensile upper lip which it uses to gather food. It also has a large penis. Classified as endangered, human boaters often cause serious wounds to manatees' flippers, rendering it difficult for this one poor little rescue manatee to escape a large male manatee intent on unwanted anal intercourse. One needed not to look in that little manatee victim's cold, soul-sapped eyes to know this was not the first time this had happened, nor would it be the last.
This is the Onion News Network.
Welcome back, everybody.
DEO, where'd you go?
Where'd I go? I didn't go nowhere. I've been sitting here the whole time.
Your video looks black.
I tried to do a screen share. It didn't work out.
Oh, yeah, it really didn't work out. I can't see you anymore.
At all now?
Yeah, I don't see you.
Oh, what the hell is going
I miss you.
on? I'm here.
All right, well, that's fine. I can't see you. Maybe the people at home can. But you were... Oh, there you are. Hi, welcome back.
There we go.
Yeah. So, CopBlockRadio is our Skype. CopBlock.org/store is where you can get some more gear. Welcome back. This is hour number 2. Derrick J and DEO here. But, you know, it just rocked my world chatting with Adam Rupeka and watching the videos that he produced while being harassed by the police. Seeing him maintain that calm in the face of brutalism by the police, pepper spray, choking, being kicked in the shins, all while he's handcuffed and blinded, being made to endure threats. You know, wow, what an amazing example. And not just an example of how to behave in the face of great adversity, but also to behave as a cop blocker, because he had multiple recordings of those encounters where the police brutalized him. So anyway, that's pretty awesome. Major props to Adam Rupeka.
Yeah, he does Capital District Cop Block up in upstate New York, and he hit the ground running, man. He started that Facebook page, and it's just been like video after video after video of encounters with the cops up there.
Word. So what are we talking about now? Dallas cops don't want to be cops anymore?
We did that already.
Well, yeah. Well,
I mean, I said what I wanted to say about it, so I mean, you know, I'm go complain to somebody else is basically my point.
Your point was that, yeah, you can't find cops around. I would say, to add on to that, use Cell 411, which is a great app.
Definitely.
You can use to network with some others in your area. So here I am, like, going to my phone. It's right on the main page here. You can see Cell 411, and I just hit that button. And it opens up to a screen with a map. And I'm in the center of that map. It places the dot. You really can't see it very well on the screen just because the camera's so bright. But it does have a map with my location on. And then when I tap in the center on my location, you have all of these different options that I can select to inform others in my area that there's an emergency. Some examples are: I am cop blocking.
That's a great addition.
I'm pulled over by police. Someone is being arrested. Need medical attention. My car broke down. I'm observing criminal activity. I'm in danger, and there's more. So go check out the app. I think right now it goes for 99 cents on the Google Play Store and the Apple, what is it called? The iTunes app.
The App Store. Yeah, App Store.
So there we go. That's another solution. If the police are failing you in your area, replace the police. The way you do it is you download this app, you add your friends via email, and then when you put out an alert, you can select who that goes out to, what group of emergency responders, and you can have your friends show up if you're being arrested, or if you've been pulled over, or if you're cop blocking and you want some support. You can send an alert out to your friends, and this is a great tool to use for the 21st century of cop blocking.
It's great too, because even the more people you get involved in it, the better it gets. The more people you have in your little circle, that's the better that the app can help you out.
All right. So speaking of tips and tricks for dealing with police, we've got 5 steps to protect your kids from police violence, coming to us from CopBlock's own Pete Eyre.
It's great to see him, right?
Just how dangerous is it to dial the numbers 911? Families in Oklahoma, North Carolina, Florida, and elsewhere who have called 911 for assistance in handling the emotional outbursts of their teenage children have instead received the most serious blow a family can have, the killing of their offspring. In Iowa, a man dialed 911 to report that his teenage stepson had taken his truck without asking. Shortly after, his unarmed stepson was stopped and was shot dead by the deployed police employee. A 6-year-old in San Francisco was playing with the phone and accidentally called 911. A short time later, strangers wearing badges entered the property and shot the family's dog to death. The most vulnerable among us, children, are frequently told by adults to call 911 in case of a problem. But as too many families have learned, calling 911 often itself brings tragedy and death. How can you prepare your children to deal with emergencies without calling the police? Here are 5 steps to follow. First, work with your family to develop a safety plan that can be enacted if you're not around. Identify safe places they can go for help, to a trusted neighbor's house or a friendly shopkeeper's establishment. Create a list of people your child can call, place it in an easy-to-see location like your refrigerator, and give a copy to your kid and ask them to find a good place to keep it in their room. If your child has a phone, help them add the safe numbers to their speed dial. Second, practice the plan. Walk the route to each safe zone. Have a discussion with the trusted contacts in front of your children to ensure that they feel comfortable with them. And let your contacts know that the plan is reciprocal, that you will be there to aid their children in a time of need too. If you and your child have smartphones, consider utilizing Peacekeeper, an app that facilitates emergency response within a personal network. Third, teach your children situational awareness. Encourage them to gauge their surroundings and choose to leave situations that don't feel right to them. Depending on their age, point out to your child where the fire extinguishers in your house are kept and familiarize them with fire suppression techniques. If you're a firearms owner, you should teach your children not to handle a firearm that they find and instead to find you or another trusted adult. Even better, take the time to teach them how to safely handle a firearm. Fourth, proactively converse with your children about misinformation they may be told. Children are highly rational, sometimes more so than adults. They need to know that, despite what others may say, a stranger wearing a badge isn't someone to automatically trust. Tell them that one day a badged person may try to elicit information from them, but that they don't have to respond. You may even want to role-play such a scenario. If your child has a smartphone, help them to install a streaming app. Should any unwanted interaction happen, they will be able to capture the truth of the situation and keep it safely stored. Subscribe to your child's video stream to be immediately notified of any harassment. To really limit exposure to misinformation and legalize thuggery, consider homeschooling or unschooling your children. Fifth, show your child love. When they incessantly ask why, don't angrily retort, "Because I said so, that's why." And certainly don't threaten or use violence. If you resort to using aggression, you're instilling in your child that might makes right. A world where such a paradigm is the norm is not a pleasant world. It's up to parents to break that cycle. As we implement these tactics with our families, our children become mentally prepared to face emergency situations without turning to people who may very well make the situation much worse. We also strengthen bonds with those in our communities, which will eventually make coercive institutions obsolete.
Hello, police. I'd like to unsubscribe from your service.
Oh yeah,
Awesome
stop
video.
helping me.
So that was produced by Pete Eyre, and it did have some really great examples. It's only 4 minutes long, and it's got 5 bullet points. So I think they deserve some repeating. We're not going to take the airtime live to do that now. I'll just reiterate the 2 apps that we mentioned are Cell 411 and Peacekeeper is the one mentioned in the video. So you can get those on Android and iPhone. And we should move on because I want to talk about the officer who wasn't served at Chuck E. Cheese. There's a cop who went to Chuck E. Cheese. He was off duty and he had his service pistol on him. He was denied service because he had the gun on him. Is that right?
I say so.
I don't. I want people to be able to carry guns everywhere. Everywhere.
Well, I guess I should explain.
Yeah, let's get into that.
Sure.
CopBlockRadio.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented.
Yeah.
I just mean that if they're going to tell me I can't have a gun in there, then I don't want to see a cop in there with a gun either.
Oh, that's good.
That's all I mean. I don't mean that I don't think it's yeah, you should be able to carry a fucking gun if you have the right to carry. It shouldn't matter what building you're in.
Yeah.
But seeing as how the building owner has the right to do what he wants with his property, if he says no, fine. But then no for everybody, not just no for me.
Duh. I just got a lovey message. I want to respond.
Cool.
Here, I'll play some ads.
Oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website, fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper, FPP News, at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot...
How's Steven making out there without you?
Free Talk Live's post
Good.
by your newsfeed. Like, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at Facebook.
But I can't wait to see him.
Do you plan on coming back to the East Coast, or are you staying out there for good?
I plan on being a citizen of the world.
Well, of course, but I mean, you're obviously moving out there to be closer to him, so.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm moving to San Francisco. I'm planning on living out there for like 2 years, and then maybe South America, maybe Europe, maybe another part of the States. Maybe back to New Hampshire, maybe Manchester or something. I didn't live there yet. That's silly. I've been here in New Hampshire 5 years. No, 4 years. 2011 to now is 2015. And I never lived in Manchester. I always lived in Keene. Manchester's the city. Keene is like a podunk little town, and it's really small and suburban and late and like sleepy.
I don't know. They kind of looked. I was in Manchester last time I went up there. I stopped there, and it seemed pretty much the same as Keene. I mean,
it's more industrial. It's more urban.
Okay.
And there's a much bigger population.
Okay, that I'll give you. Yeah, that's the shit you can't see when you're just standing on the corner.
Right. Yeah. It's silly that I didn't live there because I'm used to cities and I like cities. So we'll see. San Francisco will scratch that itch in a lot of ways.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's got a lot of like sexual freedom too. I like that you can be nude out there. You can be nude in all of Vermont too, which is a neighbor to New Hampshire. But San Francisco is like techie and super gay.
Well,
so
it's kind of like
lesbians.
It's kind of like Vermont. You go be nude alone. San Francisco, you be nude with everybody.
Exactly.
FreeTalkLive.com.
Here we go.
All right.
Listen to LRN.FM on any phone, anytime. 213-493-0309. That's 213-493-0309.
Cop Block Radio. Hey, so I'm going to move on to the next thing, but we can't because we opened a can of worms and now we have to close it. Should anyone be able to carry a gun into Chuck E. Cheese? DEO.
Well, yeah, let me explain my end of it, okay? Because I said no, because it was the cop who was doing it. And my no stems from the fact that if Chuck E. Cheese says that I can't carry a gun in there, then I don't want to see a cop in the area with a gun, okay?
No special rights.
Right. And being, property owner having the right, which also it can play that way too, because property owner having the right to do what he wants, he can make that double standard if he wants, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean,
property owners should be free to discriminate and be a cop sucker.
Right. Right. Or, I mean, either way, like I said, it could go either way because it's, he can also say that, since you have the right to open carry, you have or however carry, you have the right to do that in my store as well,
Yeah, what I'd like to see is more like that coffee shop in Seattle or wherever where the guy said no cops allowed. And the cop just came in, like for a donut or for some coffee or whatever. But the shop owner was just like, no, we don't serve cops. I mean, that's it's, I don't know. In a way, it's reminiscent of like, oh, we don't serve Jews. It's like the Holocaust or whatever. But it's not, I don't know. I don't see.
The Jews weren't running around killing people. So, I mean, it's kind of like apples and oranges.
I think the comparison ends there. Yeah. But it does seem unfriendly to be like, we don't serve your kind. But really, I feel like that's the kind of message that they would need to have. Although, maybe with one correction, it's an individual thing. Like maybe, no, you, Officer Short, you can get a coffee at this coffee shop, but you, Officer, I don't know, Peliquin, just as another example from Keene, you cannot, we will discriminate on an individual basis, based on your past actions. Like, what about Straight Razor, one of our favorite callers to this show, who lost his job, or, I don't know how
resigned, didn't he? I thought he said he resigned.
I don't know how that worked, but basically he had to end things with his job with the police department because he had convictions, because he had principles, and he wouldn't arrest people or violate their rights over ridiculous drug war investigations. And anyway.
Speaking of which, I mean, we haven't heard from him in a while. It'd be great to hear from him again. Call in if you're listening, bro.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so yeah, I think everyone agrees about Chuck E. Cheese, and people should all have the same rights in a private establishment, or else you kind of suck. So here's a video. Angry cop threatens teenagers for smiling. Check this out. So it's less than a minute. You got to hear this.
Okay, you need to go now.
I need to go.
If you keep smiling at me like this is some kind of funny thing.
Okay, there's nothing funny about this.
Okay,
sir.
then stop smiling. Do you understand that?
How are you going to tell me to
stop
stop smiling?
Stop smiling.
Is that better?
That's better. About it.
I am.
Unless you want me to stick, you want me to keep you here for a little bit longer.
For what?
We'll stay here as long as you want until you get serious.
I am actually very serious.
You understand?
I understand, sir.
Okay. You in the back.
Yes, sir.
Power tripping.
That's you get one time.
Hey, you.
Next time I see you, or I see you, okay, we'll spend a little bit more time out here.
Yeah.
You too.
What did I do?
You too.
You're in the car with them. That's it.
Yeah, you're filming me. Boo. That was weird. That made me.
Did they actually get pulled over, or were they just stopped
Oh.
on the side of the road and he came up behind them?
No, it looked like they were pulled over, and I don't know. The kid was smiling. I've done that. I don't know if you fall victim to this as well, DEO, but when my mom used to yell at me as a kid, I started to smile because it made me uncomfortable. And like, I don't know, that's just one of the reflexes that I have is some people have a nervous smile. And so, I would get extra yelled at for that. Like, stop smiling, like take this seriously. And it's like, I could empathize with that kid. I've been in that position where you're pulled over or you're in some bad situation and you're smiling about it. And people are like, what the fuck? But anyway, that cop wanted some seriousness. He wanted some respect my authority. So anyway,
it would have to be funny to me to smile about it. I wouldn't be able to smile about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have gotten whacked by my mom for doing it, but she was saying something funny, it just came out funny, and I was like, she was like, okay, don't do that again.
Half of America hates their police department, DEO.
Mm-hmm. I'd say that's a conservative estimate.
Did you read about this? Actually, I actually thought it was probably on the high end, because it was a poll taken by social media, which tends to be younger. I mean, I know grandma has a Facebook, but I think it's still more prevalent among young users. So I estimate that young people dislike the police a little more than old people. And the poll was a little bit swayed. But anyway, here's the article from Asa J at CopBlock.org. He says, with the rise of digital technology, it's become easier and easier to document the transgressions of state enforcers, like police. I like how he calls them state enforcers. The website CopBlock.org does that a lot. Like Pete Eyre in the video was calling them badged individuals. Right? Like if any badged individuals come up and talk to your children, it just makes it so clear, right? Like you don't have to explain to them cops or whatever. Like anyone with a badge who comes up and talks to you, yeah, just
tell them you got nothing to say.
Come to your parents. So anyway, it's no surprise that according to social media analysts by drug treatment and awareness website drugabuse.com, almost half of Americans hate their local police department. The study found that over 47% of Americans gave their police precinct a grade of D or F, with states like Arkansas, Idaho, Missouri, Virginia, and Georgia exhibiting the most overall satisfaction.
I believe that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially Missouri and Georgia. I know of that. And well, Virginia too. I know of that, like personally, I know about that stuff, Like Idaho I've heard of before, but not really in depth. Missouri, Virginia, and Georgia, I've heard stories from there that are just absolute horror.
Yeah, Virginia is crazy. One of my friends, James Cleveland, we had on this show, he was pulled over in Virginia,
right,
traveling through. I was pleased to hear this. 37% of Americans gave their police department an F grade, with the national average being a D. But grades of A, relating the most overall satisfaction, came from states like New Hampshire, North Korea,
North Korea,
West Virginia, Kansas, and Hawaii. More on the way. Hey, a cop who kicked a pregnant woman just got off with nothing.
Big surprise.
Yeah, sorry. I hate to end it on such a downer like that. Like, oh, hey, coming up. Oh.
Wait, let me show you my surprise face.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cantwell, Neocash Radio.
Seriously, man, it's a no wonder to have to pick him. I'm telling you, half is a conservative estimate. I think it all depends on where they were asked and stuff, and how how great the brutality problem is there, because like I don't know Ohio where that would fall. I mean, I don't know where it falls on the list. I mean, it probably says it somewhere, doesn't it?
Now for just $60 or with Bitcoin. That
Sorry, say that.
We're just nothing. I'm kind of just talking to myself out loud.
Oh, okay. I want to watch this video. I'm trying to find it from last week, and we didn't get to it. It was a guy who was pulled out of his house for riding his bike without a helmet on. Do you remember this?
I heard, yeah, I heard something about it.
Crazy.
Insane. Bicycle laws, insane.
There were 12 police at his house. No, 14. Oh, no. That's 14 San Fran cops against a homeless guy. There's
I think it was 10 if I remember correctly. I'm trying to pull it up now. Computer's not exactly the quickest.
Let me Google it. A dozen, or no, it was a half dozen. I've got it wrong. It was 6 cops, but still, that's cool.
For a helmet violation, a bicycle helmet violation.
It was LAPD helmet, 16-year-old. Let's see. Yep, there it is. CopBlock.org. It was posted a week ago. Wow, this man, it was nuts. Yeah, we gotta watch this video.
Yes.
It's 6.5 minutes. So, but I think we only have to watch like 3 minutes of it.
Here!
Have you seen it?
No. I heard this. I heard about the story. I never actually saw the video though.
Let's watch it.
They're not doing their job.
Here!
They are most certainly doing their job. For a kid to be running home, man. For a kid to be running home, the police chasing, I run too. Now you saying that you got to write him a ticket for running from the police?
I said it and I'll say it again. They absolutely have that right.
No, you don't.
Whether or not you like
That's
it,
not the truth. That's not the truth.
Not my concern.
That's not the truth,
But
officer.
that is actually the truth.
That is not the truth. That means any kid running down the street is subject to get it.
Here when this occurred.
I don't have to be. You won't either.
It doesn't matter. If you interfere, you are subject to arrest. If you interfere, sir, you are.
I'm not interfering. I'm recording it. I'm recording it. The way y'all killing people. The way y'all killing people.
For what? I didn't do nothing to y'all. Hey, you're gonna get a ticket. Now either we come in there and forcibly remove you.
Why? I came in my bike and came in my yard on my porch step and got off my bike and came in the house and locked my doors. I didn't do nothing to nobody.
It makes no difference. Either way, you are getting ticketed.
For what?
For what?
Whatever the vehicle code violation was.
The vehicle code.
Whatever the point. He don't even know.
Whatever.
Either step outside on your own accord, or we're going to remove you. And if you have to remove you, then other parties will can.
That's bullshit.
Fuck you, man.
16
orders.
Go get a warrant. Bye.
All these police.
Be a big boy. Get your ticket.
Be a big.
Bullshit.
Unbelievable, man.
You can interact with other LRN listeners in our message board at forum.lrn.fm. That's forum.lrn.fm.
All right. A half dozen LAPD officers bully and then arrest a kid for not wearing a helmet on his bicycle. I mean, can you believe it, DEO?
No.
He didn't wear it.
No, I can't believe it.
He didn't wear a helmet. What did he expect? I mean...
Well, see, I don't come from a place where, I mean, in Ohio, I'm just saying that you don't even have to wear a helmet riding a motorcycle. So, we don't have that. Yeah, we don't have that problem.
Yeah. But in Los Angeles, apparently, it takes 6 cops to arrest a 16-year-old for not wearing a helmet on his bicycle. Let's see what happened to him.
Since when is that an arrestable offense anyway?
Obstructing the law, obstructing our investigation, delaying it. It is a violation of 140.
Here!
Anybody that's on school probation is subject to arrest for interfering.
Can you hear him?
He said something about anyone who's on probation is subject to arrest for profanity.
They are most certainly doing their job.
For a kid to be running home.
No, he was saying for interfering.
Man, for a kid to be running home.
So I should explain. It sounds like it's like this kid's aunt and uncle or something who are like older, who are recording in this situation, and they're focusing out their doorway. And down below, like a couple of stairs down from their doorway, are 6 cops with their hands on their hips, totally got the place surrounded. And they're like, what is this about? And so that's why they're recording here. And the cop is trying to say that their son or whoever needs to come out and receive a ticket for whatever ordinance. You'll hear him say that in just a minute.
Police chasing, I run too. Now you saying that you got a right to write him a ticket for running from the police?
I said it and I'll say it again. They absolutely have that right.
No, you don't.
Whether or not you like
That's
it or
not
you
the
agree
truth.
with it, sir,
That's not.
my concern.
That's not the truth,
But
officer.
that is actually the truth.
That is not the truth.
I think you and
Any kid running down the street is subject to get it. I don't have to be. You won't either.
It doesn't matter. If you interfere, you are subject to arrest. If you interfere, sir, you are.
I'm not
subject to
interfering. I'm
arrest.
recording it. I'm recording it. The way y'all killing people. The way y'all.
Good point, dude.
Yep.
He's not a speak truth to power.
I think, officer, I think you and I have a different definition of what right is.
Wait a minute. Listen to what he says here. They're talking to the kid now.
For what? I didn't do nothing to y'all. Hey, you're gonna get a ticket. No, either we come in there and forcibly remove you.
Why? I came in my bike and came in my yard on my push step and got on my bike and came in the house and locked my door.
Hey, let's pause there, DEO. So a cop is at your door and says this to you.
What do I say? I say, come back with a warrant. I don't open the door in the first place. And I film everything through the freaking window. You know? There we go. I got it right. What did I win?
Either way, you are getting a ticket.
Let's see what happens.
Whatever the
Let's see what happens when you do it his way.
I just thought that's going to be good.
difference. Either way, you are getting a ticket.
For what? For what?
Whatever the vehicle code violation was.
The vehicle code.
Listen, man, I'm not
Whatever.
going to sit here and explain myself.
But yeah, I'm not going to explain. Not to a juvenile.
Yeah, I don't need to explain myself to you.
I'm not going to explain.
Do
you understand?
Police for a 16-year-old kid. For a 16-year-old kid. All these police. Be a big boy. Be a big boy. Why you got to be a boy? Why you got to be a boy?
Okay, and he walks out of his house, and he
I'm not instigating anything. I say fuck the police. Fuck the police.
He said, I'm not instigating nothing. I say, fuck the police.
I told you. There ain't no positive dialogue with you, man. Ain't no fucking positive dialogue with the fucking police.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
And they're walking him
I said,
away in handcuffs.
fuck the police.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't do him any good, though. You know?
No, but still, that raises a very good point. And for people that don't get it yet, hopefully they see that and think about that point for a minute.
It's not community building. I mean, it's funny. I love it. I wanted to watch the video. I watched it several times. My one critique, though, it's not community building. You know, like, you've got to be better than these guys. They suck. Don't stoop down to their level and blah, fuck you, whatever. It's like, maybe, I don't know, maybe this is just my style and it doesn't work for everybody, but I'm thinking pull at the heartstrings a little bit, try and empathize with these people. There's a human in there somewhere. Why don't you, you know, be like, he was almost doing it. You know, he was saying like, there's 6 police here. I feel like I'm maybe what I would have done is articulated like, oh no, that shows weakness. I was thinking of saying like, I'm feeling intimidated. I'm surrounded. My house is surrounded by a group of men who are all in a uniform, who have a bunch of weapons on their belt, and they're giving me orders. You know, I don't know who these people are. I've never seen them before in my life. You know, I don't feel like they own me. You know, I would sort of articulate this for the camera because, you know, and for them, because maybe they could see like, oh, I'm scaring this dude. Like, it's not just a normal course of events for them. You know, they're so used to this just being their job, you know, but when you like take it out of the mundane and bring it into the like focused lens of someone's emotions, then maybe it'll affect them emotionally is what I'm trying to.
You know, I agree with you to a degree, and that's all well and good in New Hampshire, but this is LA we're talking about with the LAPD, and there is no positive dialogue with those guys. And I think the guy is absolutely right. I think that they have been, the people of LA have been under the LAPD's thumb for so many years now that there is no repairing those relationships. It's just, you know, I mean, like it would have to be a complete workover of the entire LAPD system, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's
in order
with them. The relations are through. They've been severed a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's a gang, and the predator and prey. That's the relationship that the LAPD have with their customers.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, instantly, the officer tries to accuse the guy of instigating. That's when he starts to get upset, because now I would feel the same way. You're accusing me of something that I'm not doing, and I know that you're only doing that so that it makes you look like the better person, which is a crock of shit, because we all know you're not the fucking better person, you know. And it to me, especially because it gives people that are you know, like the cop suckers and stuff. Like, I don't understand how they can't see the bad. You know, it's like they can see, okay, well, this is a gangster, this is a cop, this is bad, this is good. Like, how do you not see both as the same bad? I don't get it. Like, if it's bad, it's fucking bad. It doesn't matter, right?
it should be, but there's a lot of propaganda that goes into making people obey this arbitrary authority, these strangers with badges. You know, it's got to take a lot of propaganda to just make a free and human being just willingly submit and, you know, open their pants for these government agents, open their cars, and allow inspections of their private orifices, just on the say so of these strangers with badges. It has to take a lot of propaganda to get people to go along with that.
And speaking for myself, I'm done. There's no more Mr. Nice Guy here. So, like, speaking for myself, I'm out to call a spade a spade. So if that's the way they want to act, that's the way they're going to get treated.
Well, hopefully we could all channel a little bit of Adam Rupeka, the way he acted in when he was being arrested. So calm, focused, not allowing himself to be emotionally manipulated by the police who were trying to make him angry, make him lash out.
I would love to be able to be like that, Derek, but the personal experience that I have is too deep. I'm almost willing to say there's no coming back for me personally.
That's sad, man.
Hey,
don't let them have power over you.
I agree, you know, and I feel that way too, but.
All right, when we come back, remember that guy we talked about last week who was arrested for singing? Interview.
Mm-hmm.
This is your Roberts and Roberts Brokerage Daily Precious.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Not a live interview, but we've got a video.
Yeah, Severin did that, right?
Let's see.
It should be.
I think so. Boom. Lehigh Valley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Severin.
Is there no audio on this? Video is okay. Mr. Osh.
All right. What's your name?
Jim Oaks.
Jim Oaks. Okay. So tell us what happened.
Well, I was singing.
Audio is pretty good for their conditions. It looks like it's really windy where they are.
I don't know if there's a fact that I
see this.
And I was just following a briding back, and I was down, and I went through the public walkway, and I was starting to sing right there in the floor of Shula's, you know, Ba 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 Baran. And I sang the song, and lo and behold.
Wow, it's crazy. This is 13 minutes.
An officer came.
Can't show the whole thing.
And confronted
You want me to
me.
reach out, tell Severin, give us a call, and
causing disturbance. It's a disturbance.
he can help us skip through it?
You need to get out of here. I pointed. You need to get out of here. You need to get out of here. I'm out of here. And that's when he did his forceful stuff on me. And I don't remember a lot from that on in, because I got smashed. You know what I mean?
So the officer claims in this police report you were actually hostile and screaming in his face. I didn't see that in the video. It looked like you were actually up.
I was giving him fatherly lecture, which I was. I always emphasize points. I'm a good teacher. A good teacher always emphasizes using body language. And I said, here's what you go. I did this. I was pointing, making sure that he had my attention, my undivided attention, and he did. I said, listen, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm here because the police, you can tell, the rest of the Alabama police force, I have the right to do this after 5 p.m. That's what I said.
And that was just an agreement you had made.
Right, agreement.
Actually, I don't know if you're aware, your rights are you can sing anytime you want.
Exactly, yeah.
We were out
First
here the
Amendment.
other day.
First Amendment, my rights have been violated, okay? My right for free assembly, my right for free speech. You cannot take them away from them. That is part of the Bill of Rights. You cannot do
Everything
that,
caught on
no matter
tape.
what.
Our Brittany Noble here with the latest
So,
for a man who says he.
After everything had occurred and it really happened really fast, that I'm sure your head was kind of spinning, right?
Yeah.
After everything kind of settled, what was your thoughts? What was going on?
Well, I definitely felt violated. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you know, I was shocked that the person did that, and I was very, very extremely angry that they resorted to the physical restraint. That should be the last resort in an officer's repertoire when he comes for a potential act like ND. You know, they shouldn't do that. They know the thing. I've talked to several of the bicycle cops that I'm very, very close to, and they should do some deductive reasoning. Yeah, they got to make it quick, but the guy might have say something wrong with him or something troubling him. What's going on? Reason with him. If he's a drunkard, offer a taxi cab or something like that. Help him out. Don't put him in jail, or don't use physical restraint as the only means of dealing with the person.
So after you wake up and you're in jail, and the next day you get your charges and everything,
Well, I stayed in the hospital in St. Luke's until Saturday morning, so I was really out of it. I mean, I didn't know where I was, you know, when I woke up.
All right. I think we should pick up right there.
Okay.
You enjoy
Here we
LRN.FM.
go.
Please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
Welcome back to the final segment. Oh, man. Facebook messages. Stop.
Hey.
It's got to be my fault somehow. How do I turn off
the perils of being Mr. Popular?
Is there well, it's like people messaging about the show. Someone just sent me a link to a video that they want to see of a kid getting set up. I haven't seen this before. They say he got set up and caught it all on his cell phone camera. Take a listen.
Was shot while handcuffed in a police car, Brittany? That's right, Jasmine. The 21-year-old has been arrested before, but he promised his mom if she got a good lawyer that he would stay out of trouble. So now he's working on his GED, trying to get his life back together. But he says the cops just won't leave him alone. Terry Robinson is on probation. If he messes up again, he faces at least 9 years in prison. Robinson says for weeks he's been harassed by two officers. They want him to give up a name of anyone they can plant a gun on, or else they'll arrest him. Where was the gun that they were talking about?
They had it. They got a gun. See, they had a gun, you know, but like he ain't never like showed it to me, you know what I'm saying? He just was like, I got a thumper, I got a slam, I got a 38 special, fully loaded.
As a form of intimidation, Robinson says the officer saw him outside Monday, put him in handcuffs, and drove off. What they didn't know was that Robinson had his phone.
Your 9 years is gonna seem like a
Long as I know you said y'all need a gun with a body.
You don't have a body with it.
I don't need no gun case, man. You know I can get y'all somebody.
Robinson says they made it very clear what they'd do if he didn't give up a name.
If you don't give me nobody and within the next 24 hours, then I'm gonna write this case up as you ran from me, you know what I'm saying? But you got away, but I know who you is and you had this gun.
So on Monday, Robinson pled with officers to give him a little more time.
I'm telling you, you said 4 o'clock tomorrow, man. I'm not gonna let you down, man.
But instead of finding another man to arrest, he contacted his lawyer. Now, police have this video now. I just spoke with the commander in the Internal Affairs Division. He's taking this case very, very seriously, so I'll stay on top of this investigation in downtown St. Louis. Brittany Noble, News 4.
All right. Well, that was pretty cool. I had seen that before, actually. So, yeah, it's from 2014.
Oh.
You know, it's freaky that the cops set people up. This is a window into a world that most of us don't see. You know,
well, we've all seen it. We just don't believe it because it comes in the form of movies.
No, I don't see that. I mean, well, yeah, maybe.
You've never seen that in the movies before?
Yeah, I guess that is in the movies, but you don't see it in real life is my point. And then here's an audio recording of the police saying, set this person up.
Well, that's my point, though, Derek. I mean, like a lot of the things that you do see in movies when it comes to these types of situations, some of it got written, yes, but some of it is based on true stories and stuff. I mean, like
there's a clear line between fact and fiction, and I'm just saying this is fact. This is
true.
reality. This is a recording of actual police. It's not a movie. And I think that's what makes this special. That story is pretty amazing. So we all have video cameras. We all have audio recording devices.
Yep.
Game over for people who want to do us harm and be protected by the justice system. Oh, I shouldn't even talk about that because we got to move on to the final story, which is that guy we talked about last week who was arrested, beaten down, thrown to the ground from behind by a cop who ordered him to stop singing. Here's where he picks up after recalling that incident. After an interview from Severin of Lehigh Valley Cop Block. Lehigh Valley Cop Block.
Yeah, he called up last week, man.
Saturday morning.
Yeah.
So I was really out of it. I mean, I didn't know where I was, when I woke up.
Talking about when he woke up.
Okay, I'm in the hospital. But
sounds kind of bad because they're outside in a windstorm.
A 5-page thing of everything that happened that I know did happen, and I just rehearsed that mentally. So in case people like
Lehigh Valley.
Did you expect that kind of attention to come to?
No. I even told the bartender. I said, I really don't want the publicity. I really don't. And she sent it out. First it was like 100, and 1,000, and 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. Now it's up to, I don't know, it's close to 60,000.
What is he talking about?
That's the one video.
I can't even understand what he's talking about. Do you?
It's tough with the wind. It's really tough with the wind. Note to Severin, next time you do an interview, indoors.
Just, mic up properly.
Yeah, there you go.
I should have done more prep because I didn't know how bad that was. We can't go on with that. I got other stories.
Shoot one.
Well, we got that one I teased earlier, but it was kind of depressing. Officer filmed punching pregnant veteran. Cleared of wrongdoing.
Yeah.
He was filmed doing. So on the one hand, we talk about, oh, look how empowering it is to have these phones and to be able to record and get an objective record. But then where do they go? To the courthouses that protect them. So
it's true. It gets.
I don't know what to say.
It gets to be a vicious cycle, man. You got the guys out on the street, and then they're the reason why they run around thinking that they have immunity is because they do, because they go to court and this is what the judge tells them. This is what happens. They let them go anyway.
Yeah. So here's the pictures. Here's the video. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't.
Animal.
You shouldn't punch pregnant ladies in the belly. That's bad. Hunt County, Texas sheriff's deputy filmed by surveillance cameras punching a pregnant woman earlier this year has been cleared of any wrongdoing, police said Monday. Deanna Robinson. What's that?
I was going to say, I have to wonder because it looked like the video was from inside the person's house. How the hell did they get in the house in the first place?
I don't know. Maybe it's like Section 8 housing or something, and they got a bunch of their own cameras in there. I don't know. Deanna Robinson, who was 8 months pregnant at the time, said Hunt County deputies and state CPS workers came to her parents' home on March 4th to remove her 18-month-old son after they received allegations from an older sibling that she and her husband had been involved in a fight.
That's the answer right there. CPS workers. Those two, I've been in a situation where they came, and when they come, they bring the police and they tell you we're coming in regardless of what you think.
Do they bring cameras?
The police and them, no. But if you smart, you have one on you to record.
I wonder where they got. Okay, so where did this video come from? I'd like to find out. I'm skimming. I don't see an answer to that. Where did this video come from? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Well, surveillance video filmed inside the residence shows two officers. Oh, Jesus. No, not again. Oh, that was uploaded by Deanna Robinson herself. Wow, via YouTube capture, it says. This is weird. I wonder where it came from.
She probably submitted, I bet she submitted it to CopBlock. That's what it was.
I don't know. No, on YouTube. This is what it looks like. Doesn't matter. Let's move on. She said, I stepped in front of my son and put my hands up and began screaming, "No, you're not touching my child," Robinson said. They just took offense that I knew my rights and asked for my rights to be respected. You're here to take my kid. Show me the warrant or the court order, she said. And then, as you saw, two officers push Robinson into a corner of the kitchen as she screams. And then Deputy J. Robinson can be seen punching her 2 times. The video abruptly cuts off, but Robinson says the deputy struck her about 3 more times before she was arrested and charged with resisting arrest, interfering with child custody, and assaulting on an officer. Isn't it odd that it's almost always the exact opposite charges? Like whatever they've done to you is what they charge you with. Assault on an officer because I beat you up.
Yeah, right? Resisting arrest because I had no reason to arrest you in the first place.
Yeah, well, that's all the time we have for this week's episode of Cop Block Radio. We won't be here next week, but I will join you in 2 weeks from San Francisco. Until next time, go to copblock.org and remember, badges do not grant extra rights.
Good night, everybody.
Mwah.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties.
Yeah.
Now there's a
Thank you,
movie that
DEO.
aims back.
Yeah, that was good, man.
Government has
Have you seen
no
this movie?
right to tell us what to put in
What
our
movie?
body.
Guns and Weed.
Our guns or
I
tell
have
us
not.
what we can read.
You should watch it.
Drug police were eaten by bears.
Will do.
Have you ever heard this ad?
Yes.
I love that part. Yeah, it's called Guns and Weed. And it's about why weed people should love respect for gun rights, and guns people should have respect for weed rights. About that too, and they love each other. Anyway,
I'm down with that.
Good night, everybody. Hey, you should go to Derrick J, theDerrickJ.com for all my podcasts.